Hello, everybody. Okay, so this episode is going to be about micro marketing because I think a lot of you guys feel overwhelmed by marketing, which is totally normal, I want to say, because and oftentimes it's because you're looking at it from the bottom of a mountain or let's reframe that. You're looking at it from the basement of a house that you're trying to build on top of you. So it feels really overwhelming. But doing a little bit every day. So the title of this episode is Micro Marketing 15-Minute Daily Habits. So everyone has 15 minutes. The amount of pushback I get on time management. So I understand that, but I have to, as a marketing person, say that it really isn't an option to opt out of marketing if you want to have a successful business. And remember how we defined success is not $100,000 career or $10,000 months. It's whatever you have defined as success, whether that's every single month you pay your car payment because you have consistency with your income, or you're in that rare group of working artists who is at the $200,000 a year mark. All of that counts as success as long as it counts as success for you. It's an internal decision, an internal definition, I'll say. Okay, so this idea that you need hours and hours and hours to market, in the beginning, as you're establishing your confidence, I feel like that's the hardest part of the path because you annoy yourself and you overthink and you think I can't show up today. Your brain, like we've talked about before, the primitive brain is always looking for reasons why doing anything scary is a horrible idea. And so we always have to thank the brain and continue. And that's easier said than done. A lot of times the messaging coming through from the brain is very powerful. So at the end of this episode, we're going to go through a few mindset shifts. I did mindset shifts in another episode and you guys really liked it. So we're going to do that again. Okay, so why does this work? And I'm not going to say I never want to be this is the answer. And my gosh, when I see that from marketing people where they're like, this is the way. There is no one way. And a lot of times people come to me and they're hoping that by being in the membership or talking to me that I'll give them this foolproof plan. And there's a lot of pieces within the membership and within even listening to this podcast where you could put together a plan that works, but the action is the piece that's missing for everybody. Because I could sit down and review your website and review your goals and review everything that you want out of this business in 2026 and make you a marketing plan. And right now, listening to me say those words, you may be like, yeah, but would I implement it? So that's the piece. It's the mind. It's the action. It's the consistency. So the psychology behind a creative brain doing small incremental tasks is actually on our side. Creative brains generally work in very quick bursts. And that's why a lot of people burn out of weddings because they're actually very creative and love photography, but their creative fuse is much shorter than 8 hours. That's definitely true for me. Even if I'm shooting for 2 hours, I'm I can feel myself. Sorry, I have a little old man scraggle voice. There we go. I can feel my creativity simmering down inside of me. So we're taking this idea, there's those rare people who can just go and go and go and go and go and go and go. But most people aren't like that. So if we take that idea of how our brains as a cohort of people, as creative artists, how they actually work, the psychology is behind doing small repeatable actions instead of long slog marketing work. So consistency helps your brain lock into something small every single day. And that actually feels really good. That repeatable action is very nice. It's okay, I'm doing this right now, and then tomorrow I'll do this. So I want you guys to know that if the smallness of it is tempting, that's why your brain is probably designed for tasks like that. Sort of like editing. I can edit for my perfect editing scenario is 45 minutes, 15-minute break, 45 minutes, 15-minute break. I can't do 5 hours of editing. I know I always see these posts where people are like, I'm locked in my editing cave. I would just tear the editing cave apart after like an hour. I have to edit on a laptop. I can't be confined. I have all these things, and that's part of my creative brain. So shifting your brain, your overall mindset from I need a marketing day. I need a day. Like I hear people say that, like, I just need a day where I can do all my marketing, to I do a little bit of marketing every single day could possibly be really helpful for you. The goals of this micro marketing would be to stay visible, continue to build trust, create ease, and get yourself used to it. Because then it just becomes a thing you're doing every day, and it's not this momentous task that's overwhelming you. So I broke it down from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just like for some examples of 15 minutes. So Monday could be your visibility boost. So you post one photo or a short story with a reminder about availability. So like what exactly, starting the week off strong. And if you're in the marketing membership, what we talked about in the live yesterday on Monday was we kind of went through something similar to this, where it's using the marketing Monday meeting, which is every single Monday, 9 to 9:30, pop on the call. We answer any questions. I chat, whatever comes up, we talk about it for 30 minutes. Then just go ahead and chunk off the next 30 minutes to do some marketing. So now on that Monday, or 15 minutes, let's say, we stick with our theme here, you're like, okay, I know what I'm doing on Monday. It's a visibility post. What's going on with me? What my business is opening its doors for the week, what's available. Tuesday, kind of a relationship touch point. So go through and comment as your business on other local businesses, other local people. Operate as much as you can online, on social, as a local business. So that's your local relationship touch point day. Or it could be going into a coffee shop and dropping off some cards. That still takes only about 15 minutes. These don't have to be all online. So that's just your in-town local relationship day is Tuesday. Wednesday, website moment. So add a new blog. If you said every single Wednesday is my website day, where I'm either adding a blog, updating my homepage, or just spending 15 minutes looking for clarity, then think about how much different your website would look in a year. That's so many touch points to your website. Update a portfolio image, update whatever it is, tweak your artist process, go through if you're just keeping 15 minutes of eyeballs on your website every single Wednesday, your website is going to be so much better. Thursday, storytelling and connection. This is when you could focus on just a 15-minute storytelling or connection point within your social media. So think about this, like, let's zoom ahead 2 months. You now have 8 storytelling connection pieces of content that are just about you, something you're working on, a fun series, something relatable. Think about what those 8 posts, the connection points that those 8 posts could have made, as opposed to what you're probably doing right now, which is nothing. Okay, that's 15 minutes and you're just committed to it. So you're just like, okay, I'm doing every single Thursday, I'm showing up and talking about. I find it to be really helpful to pick a handful of topics that you can talk about that aren't necessarily photography related, although it could be a photography related series. It could be part of your thing, could be something that you help clients overcome and you talk about it every single Thursday. If you want it to be photography related, or it could be like cool places that you hike or walk your dog every Thursday. And it's just like a little fun thing, and it becomes this relatable, ongoing touch. The human brain loves that consistency, even if it doesn't have to do with photography in general. Think about what people would get to know about you over the next 2 months, and 8 personalized, just like, here's who I am, how I work, what I do, something fun I'm working on. That is so much more personality injected into your brand than probably what you're doing now. Friday, you could use as a follow-up day. So you could go through and reply to any comments if you haven't already. You could look for it as a day to like check in with inquiries that have come in that you haven't yet followed up with, or you could set it as a day where you pin everything that you've created on that day. That's just 15 minutes. Probably would take you everything you've created during the week. So that's 15 minutes where now let's look back. What we have is we've updated our people, whether that's an email that you're sending every Monday, that's just like, hey, update on my availability. You'd have to have a specialized email. You wouldn't want to blast people every Monday with your email availability unless you have an email list that's very, very engaged and you're giving them some sort of other value. So you could also alternate. One Monday you update about availability, and then the next 2 Mondays you are just updating in your socials, and then you go back to email or however you want to do it. So now everyone is very aware of your availability and what you're actually booking because you've been now consistently talking about it. On Tuesday, you're operating as a local business in your town in a way that you never have before, whether that's in person or online. So now if we zoom ahead 2 months, that's 8 times you've operated as a local business and brought value or commented nice things on other people's comments or gone into a local shop or gone to some sort of networking thing. My crusty voice. Hold on. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, and then Wednesday, if we zoom ahead 2 months, that's 8 times you've looked at your website, made tweaks, added a blog post, updated your portfolio, updated your artist statement, updated your availability. Thursdays, before 8 Thursdays ahead, were 8 share points into something fun that you're talking about that has a connection point with potential clients. And then Friday, you have 8 Fridays where you've consistently made sure that every inquiry is followed up, where you maybe pin everything you created that week, whatever you choose. So these are little 15-minute activities that if you zoom ahead and you think about the outcome of them after just 2 months, it's pretty substantial. Okay, so how do we stay consistent? So one, you're going to have to create the time. The time is there. If everyone has 15 minutes, set a timer if you need to. Like you can set a timer, have it right there. You can set a boundary with your family. You are owed 15 minutes to run this business, if nothing else. So make sure that make sure that everyone in your life is respecting that 15 minutes. And then one thing that can be helpful is throughout the week, you could have a notes app and you could have Monday and whatever is happening that day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you could just have little actions as you think of them to put on your to-do list. So then you set your timer, visualize this, you set your timer, you open up your list, you're like, okay, remember I saved this idea or I want to do that or I have 15 minutes, I'm going to knock it out. And then check it off and then celebrate your wins. Have something after your 15 minutes that you go and you give yourself a little treat. It could be a dopamine hit of scrolling on social media for 10 minutes, or it could be a dopamine hit of something that you do that's fun or whatever. Like once you start rewarding yourself, brains are so trainable. So you can train your brain to start to look forward to doing it if you operate in a way where you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, it's going to feel good, and then I'll give myself a little reward at the end. Forgetting to celebrate this consistency is kind of a loss. Like you are allowed to celebrate if you consistently showed up all week, even if it's for 15 minutes. So what can you expect over time? You will feel less marketing guilt and you'll feel more control because you'll be like, okay, I said I was going to do this and I am doing it. You'll also see patterns that will start to form that'll be really cool. Maybe in the beginning on your Thursday posts, nothing is happening in the beginning because it's new. And then slowly people start to really look forward to your like Thursday coffee shop hunt or whatever it is where you're just taking people along. And then people start to be like, on the 5th week, they're like, oh my gosh, I've been following along. I love this, whatever. Like, you're so fun. I can't wait to book you next year. Whatever it is, like you'll see the patterns rise up through the mist of the uncertainty as time goes on. So you want to have some practical tools and systems to make sure that you stay on track. So having some sort of checklist or some sort of rhythm will be really helpful. I think it would be, for the majority of people, it'll be hard to just every day start as just like a random task. Like set yourself up to win with this. Don't be like, okay, I have 15 minutes and then you spend your 15 minutes just flundering around, not actually doing anything. You want to set yourself up for these 15 minutes to be meaningful. And it doesn't take that much. If you know what you're working on and you know what you have to do, you just do the task in 15 minutes and you'll also get more proficient every time. So like for me, when I first started the first podcast episode I recorded, I was in my studio. I recorded. I listened back. It was too echoey. I went into the bathroom of my office place, which I'm sure the people were like, what the frick is going on? This girl's in the bathroom for 30 minutes. I can hear her talking. She's having a fight on the phone. She's yelling about marketing. What is even going on? I re-recorded it twice because I thought I was annoying, because I thought my voice was annoying. I then took it out and I spent like 3 hours editing every little weird sound, every little I don't really say anymore, but I did in the beginning. I would edit out a little any little sound, any little noise that went above a certain like Richter scale of noise. I don't even know what that thing is called, but it's like too loud. Now I don't edit them at all, which you'll know as you hear everything. You've noticed too, intro, outro, gone. They were taking too much energy to add the intro and the outro at the beginning of every episode, so they're gone. So now 3 episodes in, I have totally streamlined it. This episode after recording will be uploading within 10 minutes because I just have streamlined it, and that's where you will get to with this, which is the beautiful thing. Okay, so here are the mindset shifts. So the first one is I need a marketing day to I market every day. So a big blocked off day, like my whole Wednesday is dedicated to marketing, might sound really productive, but one, it doesn't really go with how a creative brain operates. And then it rarely happens because things pop up and it just becomes inevitable that you'll end up doing other things with your time. So shifting to 15-minute action keeps that like momentum alive, but removes the pressure of like, I set aside this entire day and I better get it all done right now. Second one is marketing is draining to marketing is connection. So instead of seeing marketing as self-promotion, like salesy, reframe it as a daily act of checking in or helping families along the journey, whether that's on your website or email list or in person. So it's not draining, it's the connection point. Mindset shift 3 is I'll post when I have something important or perfect, right? A lot of you guys do that, to every day builds trust. Every day, you're just a business owner here trying to build trust with your local market. That's all you're doing. Mindset shift 4 is I don't have time to, I have 15 minutes. That's like so much more exciting to think about. I don't have time is like exhausting. Anytime I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have time, I am not in a good mental space. I'm frustrated. I'm overwhelmed. That happened to me at my session last night. I had a half session I had to reschedule from the rain, and the client showed up late and I had to pick up my daughter. And I was just like, that is my least favorite mindset when I'm crunched for time. And obviously, like, I set myself up for failure there because I tried to put things too close together, hoping that the client would be ready to. This is like a big struggle for me sometimes is with the mini sessions, and one of the half sessions is what I call them. Sorry, random rant incoming is clients, no matter what I say, showing up, parking their car at start time. I'm like, ma'am, are we shooting at your car? Like, we begin the shooting. And even if I say it, I feel like no one can hear it. I don't know if anyone has that struggle. I don't care about that for full sessions because I have an hour and it doesn't matter and I can just leisurely walk with them. But when we're at 20-minute back to back, like, you better not be rolling up 1 minute past start time. Anyway, you can see how stressed out that whole mindset made me. I don't have time. That is like, so stressful. I have 15 minutes. I'm going to just knock this out. That's way better. Mindset shift 5. Marketing is about getting bookings. 2, marketing is about staying top of mind. So this is really important because if you stay top of mind, you'll be ready to catch the clients who are ready to book when they're ready to book, instead of trying to hope that they are ready to book when you finally get your chart together to market to them. I don't know why I keep saying website. Mindset shift number 6 is it has to be perfect to I'm just going to be present. The perfection chasing is killing a lot of marketing, and it really does not have to be perfect. It doesn't. It's actually trending that way to the point where people like the imperfection. We've said this over the past 2 years. So there's no reason any messaging you're telling yourself about perfection is internalized. That's not needed from the clientele. Okay, mindset shift 7, I'm falling behind. Like you may be like, I only have 15 minutes, so I'm going to fall behind, to I'm building a system that's sustainable. So if you know you failed at the big chunk marketing days, you know that's not working for you, saying you're going to set aside 4 hours every Wednesday to market, this may feel like you're doing too little in the beginning, but it could turn into a sustainable system over time. And finally, mindset shift number 8 is marketing is something I do, to marketing is how I showcase my art. So it is something that you do no matter what, but like, how can we take the pressure off? Like, I do this, I have to do this, to like it being part of your identity as a working artist, not just like an extra task you have to do. Each small action that you take affirms your professionalism, your purpose, your commitment to the client experience. So I know this episode's a little bit shorter, but I hope that you guys can take something from this and create a little calendar of your own. Also, I have a couple things coming up that I'm excited about. Just listen. The first is I'm going to have a Plan Your 2026 webinar type thing that is going to be happening in January, where it's going to be kind of long, maybe like 3 hours or so, where we're just going to work on planning out each season of 2026 and coming up with some marketing runways for each of those. So that'll be coming up in January. It'll be free for marketing membership students, but there'll be a cost for everyone else to join. And I'm really excited about it. I think it'll be really fun. And then again, in the Black Friday sale, I'm going to be having small group classes on Facebook ads, Pinterest, and website strategy. So I'll be doing 3 groups per month for January, February, March, and April. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye on my Black Friday sale, where there'll be a one-time discount for those classes. Okay, I will see you guys next week.